they believe that, the fights are happening because kabhi birthday cake nahi laya, kabhi he never does this, she never does this. But then we need to move way beyond this. Now imagine when two people saying expectations, who is the one who is going to be a giver, who is the one who is going to be receiver?
Yeah.
If both of are asking, what will happen then?
There's
You
not.
will get into a zone that you're drained out. So what a key message what I would love to give to all the youngsters, married couples is,
Hey everybody, and welcome back to one more awesome episode of the Achievers Club podcast show. And into this particular episode, we have one awesome guest named as Dr. Sangeeta Pattanaik. She's India's leading couple compatibility coach. She's also a psychologist, and she has already transformed more than 7,000 lives in last 11 years. And she's founder of two communities, that is ReLive Because You Matter and Couple Compatibility Club. And into this particular episode, we have discussed a lot about what is psychology, why mental health is important. We have also discussed about how a couple, whether you are in a relationship or whether you are married, how you can make that relationship last forever. And not just that, but we have also discussed about why any of the relationship becomes toxic and how you can actually get out of that zone of toxicity as well, and many other things based on mental health and couple compatibility. And at the end of this particular episode, we have also tried to go deeper into her own personal life as well. So please do make sure that you're watching this particular episode not just with yourself, but with your own partner. And if you're single, then please do make sure that you're taking full notes, because into this particular episode, you're going to get a lot of lessons on what it takes, like what are the things which you have to be prepared in advance, so that you can attract the best partner for yourself, whether you are a man or whether you are a woman. So please do make sure that you're watching this particular episode till the end. And along with that, as I've already mentioned, that please do make sure that if you're in a relationship or even if you're married, watch with your partner and take full notes and enjoy this particular episode till the end. Dr. Sangeeta Pattanaik, thank you so much for being on our podcast show. It's an honor for me that finally you are here as a guest. And today we are going to discuss about a lot of things. And first of all, how are you doing?
thank you so much, Sahil. I can just say one thing, that you know what, your niche and my niche is completely different.
Yes.
But then when we are coming into unison with something massive, wherein we are going to impact a lot of people's lives, I always consider that such things as divine's call. So thank you so much for having me on your show.
It's a privilege. And first of all, for the very new audience, this is also the question which I do ask to all the guests, is that who is Dr. Sangeeta Pattanaik, for the very new audience, so that they can understand that what is the overall value which they're going to get for the next few minutes.
Sure. For you as well as the new audience, I must say, what all professional it's available, it's on the internet. What's not, that I'm going to mention about that. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm Sangeeta, who is known for her human connections, who believes her core values are growth, contribution, family, and the utmost value which I truly value is freedom. Yeah.
Mhm.
So freedom is the space I come from, because I believe in having my own freedom in my personal life, in my professional life. And that's where the whole story of mine also got started, Sahil. So I'm a registered psychologist on Practo, and I'm the leading couple compatibility coach. I don't know
Mhm.
about the leading, however, yes, in India, I'm the first known couple compatibility coach.
Mhm.
Um, why this compatibility or couple thing or marriage? I would be really vulnerable here. 14 years back, was going through the same issues that I'm helping all my community members to evolve and have their solutions. And that's where I took a conscious call that yes, only Sahil and me, Sahil is my husband's name,
Yeah.
are not going to be the only couple wherein we thrive. We have learned the art and science of making any relationship work, okay, where your future generation would feel proud. And this is where my mission is, that I want to empower every married couple. When their children see them, then they are the best example that how should a happy, healthy relationship looks like. Because if you see, people are not believing in relationships anymore. Getting out of marriages are like very easy stuff now. And
Mhm.
that's where the bigger mission I have, that realigning the marriage value system. And when we have the right set of mindset, when we have the right set of skill set, how to make our relationship work, that's how. And as a personal level, I am a very happy, jolly person. मैं life को seriously नहीं लेने में believe करती हूँ, because I believe in living in the present moment.
That's great.
Because I don't believe in living life in any sort of regrets. And that's the quick, short, whatever brief I could give about myself. And I'm a mother of 2 kids, married for 14 years. That is it.
And rest things you're going to explore through the
Yes.
questions itself. So as you are a couple compatibility coach with psychologist, so we are going to discuss in 2 parts. So first we will discuss about couple compatibility as the word itself suggests. So what is the actual definition of couple compatibility according to you?
Okay. Love is something, will people say that, love at first sight, love comes, love goes, this and that. But compatibility is a choice that we all make. Even if you are not falling in love, because that's what we fall, right? In the beginning of any relationship, we fall in love. Okay. But the irony is we don't remain in love. Compatibility is the capsule. Compatibility is the answer wherein you can definitely rise in love. Compatibility is the answer that anything or everything in your relationship, whatever is going wrong, it's figure outable if you work on the right set of areas wherein you are compatible. Because compatibility is the thing, is the crux which helps you to build that synergy and unity in your relationship. Okay. So in a gist, I have to say that marriage, relationship, love, and whatever emotions we all go through, unless you work on your compatibility or incompatibility issues, it's very difficult to see each other's face every single day, happily waking up every single day. So compatibility is the answer for that, that you need to work it out, what's going wrong in your relationship. Not that two of you are wrong, but something is going wrong. And compatibility is the answer for that, that what's that something is going wrong.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Compatibility means, let's assume there are different aspects of life. We are two people. One is the male, second is the female. So in that particular relationship or that particular marriage, let's assume, as you mentioned, like we fall in love at the first sight, but to sustain that love, we have to be compatible enough. We have to have that ability that we can, like as there are different aspects of life, we have to work on all those aspects of life, right?
Yes, because love is never enough. Love is never enough to be, happily ever after. There is so much beyond love. What all is beyond love is compatibility. Let me that make that as the gist. What all is beyond love is will all come under compatibility, respect, gratitude, appreciation, your emotional maturity, a lot of other things which is needed to survive and thrive in a relationship.
That's great. So, as we are discussing about couple compatibility itself, so can you describe about different set of foundational things which we should keep in mind? It could be in terms of mindset, it could be in terms of emotional backup also. That what are the different things which men's have to keep in mind and women's also have to keep in mind, because I believe that both of them have different roles in any of the relationship. So can you describe
Yes.
about those foundational skills or foundational mindset things or anything like that?
Yes, yes. You know what, Sahil, this is where my community is built on that man with a plan and a woman with a vision. Okay. So those, if a man doesn't have a plan in his life, that why he is getting into the relationship. Is it just to meet his, emotional needs, physical needs, or is it just that he wants somebody to be there to take care of the family, nurture the family, or he definitely has a plan that this is the reason he wants to get into the relationship. The women also, it's not the man's job to fulfill all her needs, to keep her happy, to take care of everything, because if you see, we all are evolving, women are rising in power. There is no more that, the man's job was only to protect and provide. It's no more that dependency is there. Women are equally capable of having, providing themselves and protecting themselves. So they are now coming from choices. It's no more that, I need to get married, I have to get married. I would think that if I really want to get married and stay in a marriage, right? So
Yeah.
women with a vision, if she doesn't have a clarity mindset, what kind of a woman she wants to be, how she wants to be treated in her marriage, what kind of a family she wants to bring up. And the most important thing, with a man and a woman, if they don't have that mutual respect, if they don't have that emotional maturity, if they don't grow and evolve as individuals, because that's the sole purpose and reason of getting into relationship.
Yes, that's
It's
true.
not that we are incomplete, but we come up with the wrong mindset. I'm incomplete. I need to get married. Somebody else will complete me. I can't do it on my own. Somebody else to, come into my life so that I can have it all. Not really. You need to get into a space, and this is where my complete revolution. If I have to take that thing, that yes, awareness changes everything. The moment we are aware that it's not the women's job to take care of the man, it's not the man's moral responsibility to keep the women happy. We all can do it for our own selves. But imagine when you come from a space of you, compliment each other, that what all you have it, I really respect. What all you don't have it, I accept with your differences because we are humans first.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
So these are the skill sets which a man and a woman really need to have why they want to get into this relationship.
That's a great, and
Happy
even
with
that's a
question.
profound answer. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
anything else which you would like to add to this same question?
Uh, One thing is, on a fun note, but on a serious note as well, do not get married because your friends are getting married. Do not get married because you are aging. Do not get married because your children wants to have कि आपका legacy आगे जाना है. Because
Mm,
these are the mistakes. Because when you make any choice from a space of fear and abandonment, you are bound to fail in that. Any decisions, I'm not talking about any relationship. But when you come from a space of faith and conviction that, you know what, I'm a man that any woman would love to stay with me. I'm a woman that no man can afford to lose me. Do you see that conviction? Because you have worked on yourself to that extent that your relationships are bound to work out for you.
mm. That's a great.
That is something which I really want to share it with every one of you. I know this might sound like a gyan because is it possible? Yes, I would say I have gone and been through all these mistakes, what I'm sharing it. But today I take it with a lot of um, pride. Yes, I have made it happen. I'm making it possible for my community members. It's quite possible. It's
That's.
quite possible. देर आए दुरुस्त आए. शुरुआत से जो लोग, people who are not yet married, you already have the proactive approach.
Mm,
People who are married, at least understand. कोई बात नहीं, अभी भी देर नहीं हुई है.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And recently, I've got through this concept that people mention that we are in a toxic relationship and all. So what makes any relationship a toxic one, whether it is like being as a boyfriend, girlfriend, or even as a marriage also? So what makes it toxic?
When you can't be your own self. That's what I said, freedom, right? My highest value.
Yes.
When you cannot be accepted for who you are, when you are not respected for how you are, when you feel not being seen, heard, and valued, definitely it's a toxic relationship.
So which
But
means.
now there is a different angle to it. A lot of times people don't do it because they want to do it. People do it because they don't know what is the better way to deal with it.
Yes.
Right? So as long as it could be the husband, it could be the wife, it could be boyfriend, girlfriend, vice versa, whoever examples you take.
Mhm.
In the beginning, if the person is not being aware, well understood. Okay, that's where the respect comes, right? You accepting the person with their flaws, with their back end story. We don't know what background they come from. We don't know what all experiences they have gone through. But after telling them, that is where I said that you are the product. You need to work it out.
Yes.
If you are really, yeah. So if for your relationship to work out for you, you need to be emotionally mature, right? Acha, this is what the thing. You need to develop that compassion. You need to be empathetic. You need to hold space and create that space for the other person to be vulnerable, right? That's how the companionship grows, right?
Yes.
The person feels seen, heard, and valued. But despite trying everything, if things are not working out, then clearly it's indication the person doesn't have an intention, and intentions matters the most in anything.
Yes.
If they don't have the intention to be happily ever married, married after, or they want to make their marriage work, or they want that yes, he's the person or she is the woman I want to stick to, then कुछ भी कर लो वो तो काम करेगा ही नहीं.
Yes.
So as it's been said, right, when you don't want to do something, you will have thousands of reasons for not doing it.
Yes.
But if you truly want to do something, one reason is suffice to make it happen for you.
That's true.
right? So this is where I would say that first of all, become yourself aware about your own patterns, about your own self, what hurts you. Have ample clarity so that when you communicate, you will mean what you say. You will know how to set boundaries because you will come from your space called values. People will see you, okay, this is her value. She's not going to compromise with this. And then you need to be ready enough to accept the other person as well. You will. जिसको freedom प्यारा है, don't you feel the other person will always give the freedom to the other person?
Yes, definitely.
Right? So your values will start aligning and you will share the equal values. So I hope that answers to your question.
Definitely. Yes, definitely. That was also a profound answer. And this is also one of the questions which was stuck in my mind, that as a couple, now we are taking both the examples, the people those who are in relationship but not yet married, and the people those who are married now. So
Hmm.
what matters the most? Like what have you observed in your community members, in your students, or maybe in your own life as well? Presence or presence? As
Presence,
in,
of course, it's a well-known answer. Presence. In the beginning, a lot of us makes this mistake. I have personally done this. That presence, gifts चाहिए, because we get fascinated by the world around us. This
Mhm.
is where I talk about that we are not congruent. Lately, I realized कि मुझे कोई नहीं फर्क पड़ता. Not even, it's been 14 years of my marriage. I never got any gifts on my anniversaries except this ring, first anniversary. I'm being very vulnerable.
Mhm.
Neither I have got any surprises, but every single day he surprises me with subtle things which matters to me the most rather than the gifts.
Mhm.
Okay. So definitely it's a presence when you're talking, when you're sharing, when the other person is being around you, they make you feel yourself. It's a presence. But now we are living in an era, people have gone into that mindset. When I say people, I'm not generalizing it. It's based on the cases that I receive, the statistics data that I have got, that they believe that, the fights are happening because kabhi birthday cake nahi laya, kabhi he never does this, she never does this. But then we need to move way beyond this. I recently posted on a New Year resolutions to break. Somebody DM'd me, who writes this? We are New Year resolutions to be made. You
Yeah.
have written that break. I said yes, because this is where we need to break the myths that long drives, this thing, that thing, going to extravaganza, vacations. Yeah, these are all matters. But imagine I have been through that phase wherein I've gone to vacations, not talking to each other, getting into ugly fights, and then I used to cry coming back saying, "Oh my God, पैसे खर्च करके मैं दुखी होने गई थी."
That's
Right?
true.
So it's the presence. Every single moment, just make the person that you are around them. And introverts who are listening to me, I have been married to an introvert, so I understand. Sometimes you cannot communicate through your words, but right? Your imagination is like ocean.
Yeah.
Do it through your non-verbal cues. Do it through hugs, do it through expressions, do through writing, whatever best possible. So expression का कोई end नहीं है. So do not give me this reasons that introverts, I can't express, I can't do this. What if I tell you, Sahil, I've taught personally to my husband to do these things.
That's great.
Fine, you can't communicate. I'm an extrovert. I'm an ambivert actually. I choose.
Mhm.
So, but what if you can लिख तो सकते हो,
Yeah.
शो तो कर सकते हो, हब तो कर सकते हो. So you need to get into the thing which makes your partner that you're around them. Understand their languages, understand how they want to feel loved. And the most important thing, when you are gifting somebody with your presence, that's what I call about listening from your heart. Don't listen from your ears. Don't listen from your mind, because if I start listening, Sahil, from my mind, I will be ready with my answers.
Yeah.
You don't have to be ready with your answers. Only when you listen from your heart, sometimes your silence can speak 100 volumes to the other person. Okay, I feel you, I see you, I hear you, and that's more than suffice.
That's great. And even I think this is the one habit out of the 7 habits of highly effective people, that first we should understand what the front person is trying to convey. Then we should convey our own message. So that is also a
Yes.
great one. And now I want to ask this question for the people those who are completely, like, let's assume for the people those who are single, right? So they are looking forward for a relationship. Whether, let's assume, there are a lot of youngsters, those who want to be in a relationship, or else there are a lot of people, those who want to get married, right? So what are the things which they should keep in mind? Like as you mentioned about being vulnerable, and you should have your own set of values. So how do we get that ideal person? Because I believe that there is nothing called as perfect. We have to accept that, we have to accept the fact that we are unique, we have our flaws, and we have to be blossom through it. And how do we attract that ideal one? How do we find that?
Okay, to answer this, first of all, get into this
And one thing,
limiting.
a lot
Yeah.
of, yeah, for the people those who are in their young age, they believe that, like let's assume for the boys, they think that my friend or my best friend, she can be my girlfriend, and also that can, like, keeping that thing also in mind, you can give the answer.
Yeah, sure, sure. So sometimes, not sometimes, majority of the times, you know what all we haven't got our needs met in our childhood from our parents. And this is where the psychology part I'm bringing in, okay, science part, no more
Mm-hmm.
the art part now.
Yep.
We as humans, we are psychologically wired to get all those unmet needs met by the person with whom we come into romantic relationship, a sense of companionship. Okay, romantic relationship, when I understand, it could be boyfriend girlfriend or people who are going for getting married. Now what happens, jab, I want you to understand this, when your parents also sometimes fail to understand us,
Yep.
our parents also judge us, our parents also criticize us, and nobody can deny on this fact.
Yes, that's
Okay,
true.
when I say our, I have also been through that zone.
Yes.
So how is it humanly possible a stranger can understand all of it? Not possible.
Not possible.
Sometimes we need to differentiate between expectations and standards. Standards, what all will come under standards is somebody respecting you, talking to you in a very respectful manner. Sometimes throwing tantrums is also okay if the person is apologizing, but it's not a pattern. Toxicity, you asked, right?
Yes, yes.
Because it's not your job to deal through whatever trauma they have gone through in their life. And it's vice versa as well. It's not your partner's job to help you out, because you need to get healed.
Mm,
Okay. Now, the second thing is, if you are already coming from a sense of loneliness, you need to work it out. Imagine, Sahil, agar if you are a person who is feeling so uncomfortable to stay with yourself, imagine फिर दूसरा कोई आपके साथ कैसे रहेगा?
yes, that's true.
If you're not loving yourself only enough that you are feeling uncomfortable around, you don't want to live in a lonely life. So that means you're carrying some baggages.
Yes.
You need to overcome that first.
Okay.
It's not your girlfriends, it's not your boyfriends or somebody else's job. Now, when I'm talking about all these things, it could be an intense, it could be a deep thing. But had it been, it would have been an easy thing. सब कोई फिर कर लेते, breakups होते नहीं, divorces होते नहीं फिर.
Yes.
As it's not an easy thing, but yes, it's figure outable, and it's good that if you're listening to this right now, in case आपको हर रिलेशनशिप पे ऐसा लग रहा है कि आई एम नॉट गुड इनफ, मुझे ही कोई नहीं मिल रहा है, द ट्रुथ इज यू आर ऑलवेज अट्रैक्टिंग फॉर हु यू आर. इफ यू आर एज अ पर्सन confused, fearful, fear of judgments, fear of abandonment, you will attract that kind of partner. Now imagine when two people saying expectations, who is the one who is going to be a giver, who is the one who is going to be receiver?
Yes.
If both of are asking, what will happen then?
There's no
You
answer.
will get into a zone that you're drained down. So what a key message what I would love to give to all the youngsters, married couples is, जैसे हर चीज काम है ना, relationship is also a work. Please, when you're planning your date nights, when you're planning your wedding days, when you're planning those mandaps and everything, the money you're investing in that, be ready. अगर एक दिन के लिए, एक साल के लिए, if you're investing so much to impress your girlfriend or to make your boyfriend happy, you need to be mentally ready that to sustain the same spark, you need to keep in giving that effort every single day. The day you are just getting that mindset, okay, I'm done, the goal is achieved, that's where the real problem starts.
And how do we deal with that problem?
Already I have said awareness changes everything. Get into this limiting belief first that marriage, the people who are dating, they believe marriage is a solution. People who are married, they feel children are the solution. People with children, they feel ki, job is the solution. Jitna kaam karunga, jitna paise launga. So this is all a cycle I have dealt with all phases of people. What if I say everything is a bloody bullshit? No, nothing works. Nothing is a, it's like, एक प्रॉब्लम से निकलने के लिए तुम और एक प्रॉब्लम में जा रही हो. कमिटमेंट ढूंढने के लिए, just to stay in a commitment, you're getting into marriage. To remain in a marriage, you're getting for children. You don't want it. You're not yet ready. Are you able to understand what am I trying to say? So these things we should not be doing. The answer, like if you're asking what they need to do, is get a hold of your own self, come from a space, work on your mental clarity, become the person that you really want to become, and you will see that you will attract the same kind of partners in your life. When I say partners, it's a choice you make, that you come from a choice, okay, this is what I want, this is what she is, and I'm going to get into this. You're not coming from a space called fear. You would be coming from a space called faith. Because I'm complete, she's complete. You will attract that kind of people. Have you ever observed today when I'm into your show, undoubtedly, we must be having some values similar, or I have attracted you and you have attracted me because we align at certain level. हर कोई नहीं आता है वैसे. So if it's ugly, take the ownership, take the responsibility. You have attracted because you are like that. You are judging, that's why your partner is judging. You are criticizing, that's why your partner is also criticizing.
That's true.
This is called unhealthy relationships. Toxic is when you have done everything, but still you've come from a space of conviction ki, you know what, this person doesn't deserve me.
Yeah.
That's the space you need to get out of the relationship with all grace, that the best one is waiting. I need to let go this person to receive the best one who deserves me.
That's true.
But that conviction will not come. People are getting into the cycle. बोलते हैं सब कि हाँ कोई बात नहीं है. Now she didn't deserve me, she ditched me. But I want you to sit in silence, introspect, retrospect after your breakups. Why it happened? Because you never drew boundaries. You never stood for yourself. You never said no when all you wanted to attend your parents' anniversary and not to be there. But you had that fear कि अभी breakup हो जाएगा तो. But if you really have to manipulate and you can't be yourself every single time, वैसे relation का फायदा ही क्या फिर?
Because today or tomorrow, the real one is going to come up.
It will.
And that
Yes.
that can create the impact maybe in the opposite direction.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's a great answer. And as you're a psychologist also, so we will discuss some part about mental health also regarding first, rather than just talking about couples and just talking about a relationship aspect, let's talk about psychology part, the mental well-being, the mental health part at an individual level. So what are the things which individuals should keep in mind so that their mental health is at its best level?
Choose yourself the first over anybody else, not even your parents. Once you're an adult, you are on your own. Please choose yourself over your parents. When I say that, because you matter. This is what the firm's name is. ReLive because you matter the most. Your relationship matters, your money, your career, your name, fame, success, sab matter karta hai. But what matters the most is you. So mental health is all about when you can't be yourself. There is a choke, there is a suffocation in you that you are questioning yourself. Why am I like this? Why is the whole world is happy? Why is it that I have everything, but there is something happening with me? So either you are living in your still that past, you haven't yet healed through that trauma, that past hurt or any experiences. Sometimes when we call it as depression, because mental health, when you say, it's not only the depression, okay, there is so many things people have categorized mental health, depression. Not really. Not really. A lot of patients come to me thinking कि मैम कुछ भी कर लो, depression है मुझे 5 साल से 4 साल से. The real truth is, जब भूख लगती है खाते हो आप. When you're tired, you sleep. When you're feeling stuck, it's a calling that you haven't yet grown for years.
That's true.
You haven't done something which would challenge you. You haven't yet seen the other part of you. You're still living that stagnant life, khana, pina, repeat. So that is a calling. That's not depression. You're not going out. You're afraid that the whole world will judge you. So mental health, I would say, when all if any emotion that's remaining more than 24, let's say now I call it as 48 hours also, 48 hours tak kuch incident hua, because still even till today I am a sensitive person, I am an emotional person, but yes, emotionally intelligent now. That's the
Yeah.
transition happened within me. So किसी ने कुछ बोल दिया, कुछ मेरे हिसाब से नहीं हुआ, so I feel bad, but I allow myself to feel bad. I don't question. 2023 का सबसे बड़ा revelation कुछ हुआ है मेरे अंदर. I've allowed myself to be human first. Because when you wear too much of hats of these tags, no, you also self-sabotage yourself कि तुम्हें कुछ feel नहीं होना चाहिए. You should not never, because your friends also say that, यार, you are the solution. तुझे तो कोई नहीं हो. No, first of all, I'm a human. So what you need to do is allow yourself to go through that emotions, whatever you're feeling. And there could be many ways you can process that out. You can journal, you can talk to someone, you can do, and now I don't want to emphasize on that because the world is smarter now. So many resources are available. All I can say is get into that right mindset. It's okay that I can feel weird. Sometimes, especially with the women, they go through so much of hormonal imbalances. You don't even understand what's happening, why it's happening. Just have the mindset it's happening. Few things are beyond your control. Allow yourself to be cranky. Allow yourself to be, throwing tantrums. Men, women, both I'm talking about. Allow yourself to get into that zone that you want to withdraw. You don't want to talk to anybody. But do not prolong it beyond 48 hours.
Okay.
And despite you did everything, nothing is working, pick up a call, talk to anyone who have mastered this skill, how to get you out, because वो आपके control से बाहर जा रहा है. There is a part of you which you are not even able to register and process, wherein the professionals can help you out. You are feeling कि you don't have any trauma. You are feeling that कुछ नहीं है, my childhood has been really great. But at a subconscious level, something somewhere you're still sitting, and that's getting triggered every single time. And that's our people like us. It's our job to process that out and help you out to, overcome it. So for mental health, get your morning right. Get your mornings right. Subah utte hi, you know what, Sahil, one of the patient asked me, ma'am, hota nahi hai wo sab motivation ki subah uth ke aap bolo ki yeah, I'm the happiest, I'm wo affirmations काम नहीं करते हैं. I really feel, so I understand. आपको कुछ नहीं करनी होती है. Just believe in your heart the moment you wake up. And this is a trick I do. I take my right hand, I put it on my heart, close my eyes, and just really feel grateful कि आज बहुतों ने sunrise नहीं देखा होगा.
Yes.
And I have witnessed. Just have, start from small things. And then gradually you can get into the habits, the rituals, and everything. So mental health is all about you first, then your family, then your career. I'll repeat.
You, your family,
First,
and your career.
First, you need to be happier. You need to be sorted. You need to be healthier. Definitely, when you'll go back to your family, chaos jitna bhi bahar hoga na, still you can deal with it. Because you are already sorted na. Aapko apna time mil gaya. And definitely when you go back to your work or something, it will be easier. But then again, mental health is such a huge topic. None of my answers will suffice with this, 5 minutes ka 10 minutes ka thing mein. But unless you have chronic depression that you're not being able to come out of it, it's a loop. If it's just ki one day you're feeling low, one day you're feeling high, believe me, you're good to go. I'm also like that. Every one of us go through. कोई बोलता है, कोई नहीं बोलता है. Just have the right mindset. It's okay. कुछ तो हुआ है, process that out, and then just if you're not able to deal with it on your own, you have professional helps now.
Yes, that's true.
It's no more that thing that people are not been aware. 9 years, 10 years back, I still remember jab parents लाते थे, they used to say कि my the adults, the teenagers used to say कि मैं पागल थोड़ी ना हूँ, आपके पास मेरे parents लेके आए. Parents coming to me saying कि fix my child. I used to say कि send the child out, you both come. Okay, so we all want to fix each other. We don't have to fix anybody. Just get yourself the most priority thing. Have this in your mind. मैं सबसे ज़्यादा important हूँ.
Yes.
What matters the most in my life is me.
That's true.
Your journey of mental health gets started there.
Yes, that's true. And even this is what I've observed in my own life. That as you mentioned about taking care of your morning first. So this is what I did. This is also one of the trick which I learned from my mentors is that, or even by going through a lot of podcasts, is that as you mentioned about affirmations part and being grateful. So this is one of the things which I've learned. I think that was the day on 30th of July 2022. I still remember the date because that was the turning point of my life when I started being grateful for all the things I have. And on the first day, I still see my notebook where I wrote my gratitude journal. I was literally grateful for the breath I'm taking. I was literally grateful for the food I'm eating and all. And after 1.5 years, right now I'm observing that from there I started my journey and where I'm right now. And even this is one of the things which I learned while gratitude itself, that the more things
Yes.
which we are grateful for, the more things we attract to be grateful for. And as you
True.
also mentioned about taking charge of the morning, and a lot of people do get lazy that it does not work and all. You can also try this one activity for the audience who is watching, that rather than, if you believe that, if you have this belief inside you that affirmations don't work, or I can't do affirmations, I can't speak to myself, get in front of mirror. This is what I learned through one of the podcasts, is that uh, rather than doing affirmations, just speak of the statements with the achievements which you have done so far. Like,
Ah,
let's assume you are in your bachelor's. You should scream that I have passed my 10th standard, 12th standard, I've achieved these marks. My relationship is in this way, my money part is in this way. So you should scream about the achievements of your life, and ultimately you will take charge of the morning as well.
yes, yes. Such a beautiful tip, Sahil. Yes.
Yeah. And as you're also into psychology part, you're also into couple compatibility. And now I want to discuss about the psychology part, the mental health part as a couple, which we have to
Mhm.
keep in mind. Because let's assume what a lot of people think, like as you mentioned about the breakup and then getting divorced and all. So what are the things which people should keep in mind? Because I believe that everything which is in physical, first it comes from our mental being, from the internal self. So what are the things which we should take care in the internal self, so that those negative aspects, those breakups and those divorces does not come out. Those don't show up.
Just one line. For this long question, I'm going to give a short answer
Yeah.
now. We have this belief that only we are struggling. When you're into a relationship, mental health is all about, because you
Mm-hmm.
create that loop of overthinking, spiral up. There is
Mm-hmm.
something called spiral down and spiral up, right?
Yes.
Spiral down, overthinking is good, by the way, huh? For all the audiences. Even if you're overthinker, mark my words, overthinking is really extremely good as long as it's spiral up.
Yes.
Okay, so what do I mean by spiral up? Because when you're overthinking that, yeah, I'm becoming a better person. If I listen to her, she will also respect me. If I do this, then so what ifs are in a positive way. Overthinking is all about what if, right?
Yes.
So what ifs in positive way, it's a spiral up. What ifs in a negative way, it's a spiral down. What if she will leave me? I will be alone. This thing, that thing. I will commit this. I will, that's spiral down. All I want you to remember is close your eyes and let's do this exercise together, and do it with all of your heart. Whoever is that person in your head, you have it, and let's do it along. Just like me, even he's struggling or she's struggling. I want you to also do,
Yeah.
Sahil, if at all you're into a
Yeah.
relationship. I don't
Yeah.
know. Okay. So just like me, even she is struggling, or just like me, even he is struggling. Just like us, there are so many couples who are struggling. When you do this with all your heart, just observe the sensation within you.
It comes with the sense of satisfaction and gratitude, that we have to embrace that person, and collectively we have to work on each other.
Yes. So you need to break this myth that mental health, it's like this is the first step, I would say. Because you need to first numb yourself, right? You need to take a hold of your own self. आप खुद में खुद, when you are empty, you cannot pour somebody else, right? You can't fill somebody else's life. When you are going through that same hurt and pain, how is it humanly possible कि तुम हमेशा किसी और का hurt देख पाओ? Not possible.
Yeah.
But what if you tell that you are also struggling, the other person is also struggling? The way you are struggling, how am I, despite doing everything, सामने वाला क्यों नहीं समझ पा रहा? मे बी सामने वाला भी यही सोच रहा है कि और क्या करूं ताकि इसको ये समझ में आए. So it's not that you both are hurting each other, or there is like either you are wrong or the other person is wrong. There is something wrong. So it's never you against each other, it's you versus the problem. And you don't know how to deal with it. When you collectively come from a space, mental health is all about being together, a sense of belongingness, a sense of companionship that we are on this journey, कर लेंगे एक साथ. जो मूवीज में दिखाता है, what if I tell you, there was a period I used to say कि बकवास चीजें दिखाती है, ऐसे कुछ होता ही नहीं है. टुडे आई कम फ्रॉम अ स्पेस, मूवी में वही दिखाते हैं जिन लोगों ने कर पाया है. So when all, even till today, I get angry because the difference of opinions would be there. Even he gets cranky. यार इस कभी कभी इसको क्या हो जाता है? All you know कि कुछ नहीं हुआ है. There is some hormonal changes happening which I don't have a control. And the moment I say, just like me, even he is struggling. No, मेरा problem है, मुझे खुद भी नहीं समझ में आ रहा, उसको कैसे समझ में आएगा? Kids are anyways, being a mother also, I get so cranky. Being a father also, he has all the right to become impatient at times. So this is one thing which is going to help you tremendously. Just do one thing of this. When all you feel like, yaar, nahi ho raha, sit back. If that person really matters to you, अगर मैटर नहीं करता, रिलेशन नहीं करता, तो कुछ भी करो तो वो नहीं होगा. If the person really matters to you and nothing is working, do this exercise. And as a couple, about the mental health thing, always during, see, mental health का सबसे ज्यादा consequences होता है when you have conflicts, when you have ugly conflicts. The words which is spoken, you can't take back. The action which is done, you can't again go back and change it. And that's when it becomes a pattern, a loop of chain of activities and words, and it's not changing. That's where the person gets into this feeling. I don't exist. I don't matter. Where am I this? What am I doing here? मुझे क्यों अपनी जिंदगी यहाँ पे बर्बाद करनी है? Because you get into the spiral down zone now, that you're not enough. And that's where everything gets started. But to break that chain itself, you need to talk it out. You need to take that space out. Disconnect कर लो अपने आप को. Trust me when I say this. Disconnect with the person. But by speaking them, by telling them that, you know what, I need to process out my emotions first. I'll again reconnect when I'm coming from my higher self. I'll repeat. I'll again reconnect when I'm coming from my higher self. What is called higher self? You don't have ego. You're not telling things just to hurt the other person, just to say कि तुम्हारे वजह से सब कुछ हुआ, but you know deep down what's the truth. So mental health is at a subset, it's at a superset, it's this, but subsets are this. Every single day, imagine you're taking care of these things. Where there is a chance of mental health? Your mental health are well managed as a couple.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
true. That's a great answer. And as you also mentioned about your introduction, that you have got honored from FOXSTORY India under 50 inspiring women in India. So how was that experience like? Because now I'm
That
getting back
was
to the personal life of yours. Now we are done with the professional part questions and all. Now I'll try to get back to your personal life. I'll ask some of the questions which are related specifically to you.
Sure, Sahil. That was not less than a surprise. It's like a divine call. I still feel emotional when I received that because I couldn't believe it. For the simplest fact, because I have also gone through a lot of criticism, a lot of seeking validations and approval, because I was a very short-tempered person. As I said, very sensitive, very emotional, didn't know how to speak my truth with compassion. Kuch nahi tha. What all I spoke up until this 40 minutes, what if I tell you this is the transitioned version of me after working really hard on myself every single day?
Yeah.
Okay. So the FOXSTORY thing was a validation that, you know what, the world will become your cheerleader when you start cheering for your own self. So more than that tag, what really made me that sense of accomplishment is when my son gave a speech on me, that what makes him to follow me as a human being. Because FOXSTORY thing, I believe that loving someone is really important, but being liked by your own husband, because the next step of love is always control. This is for all the audiences. When you say that you love somebody, our parents also loved us. What was the next step? यहाँ मत जाओ, वहाँ मत जाओ, ये मत पढ़ाई करो, वो मत पढ़ाई करो. Control. But imagine when you have a relationship along with love, you have like also. People like you for who you are. Even if I'm a very strict in terms of discipline in my values, but still if your children like you as a person because you follow the rules, you practice what you preach, your community people look at you that okay, whatever she's saying, she's following. So that's called like phase, because the next step of like is respect. So for me, Fox story was that people liking me for who I am. Loving zone was all done. So yeah, you can see that when I'm speaking
Yeah,
about it, I'm like,
definitely.
yeah. So that was something more than that trophy or that banner or something. Um, I could see that pride in my complete family's face. So
Yeah,
that was the main gift which I got.
that's amazing. And talking about your book, because you're an author as well. So, what is your book all about? And along with your book, can you just recommend some of the books which people want to read about? Maybe it could be based on mental health, or it could be based on foundational skills as a couple itself.
Yes. For my book is all about revive clarity in your relationship. It's all about covering what all I spoke right now. Okay. So in a much descriptive manner that, what happens, why women behave like that, why men behave like that. I have covered the intimacy part as well, that after marriage, what all there would be possible chances that, it's not every time about only emotions. There would be some biological changes also, which leads to so many other things. So I've covered the entire concept of getting clarity about relationships. Okay. And recommending about a few more other people whom I personally admire, and five love languages people you would have already known. But what I would highly encourage is five love languages ka ek link hai, wherein you can really go through that quizzes. So when I read back in 2011, I read 10, yeah, no, 11, I read it for the first time. So tab nahi tha. So it was all book. But in the five love languages, you can go through their website and answer those questions wherein you get completely, okay, these are my needs. So it becomes very easy for you to communicate. The second uh, podcast which I want you to follow is Esther Perel is the person whom I follow a lot. And mental health, all I can say is instead of reading books and all, I'm a avid reader, but still I will encourage join certain communities wherein they are taking you through the challenges, the mental health, you are doing it.
Yes.
So there are three phases, right? The books and all. So there are so many books rather than, giving you this miracle mornings and all that. See, I don't, you, by now you would have known me, Sahil.
Yes.
I will not say something ki jo hai already. But what I would encourage is that push for that motivation, no? People who are already going through the mental health challenges, books won't help. Trust me when I'm saying this. नहीं होगा. तुमको मोटिवेशन का है व्हेन आई आस्क यू अगेन ओवरलोड कि तुम और भी काम करो, इट विल नॉट. बट यू वांट अ हैंड होल्डिंग अ कम्युनिटी जहां पे आप एक साथ कर रहे हो, and then you see that experiential thing. So I would highly encourage that you get into some communities wherein you are doing the morning rituals. There are so many people, okay, you're doing the morning rituals together. And one more book which I really want to encourage is अभी नाम याद नहीं आ रहा मुझे. uh, can I just post it? Can I share it so that you
Yeah,
can give it?
definitely. It will be
Yeah,
given in the description. Yeah.
yeah. I'll share that book because मुझे exactly नाम याद नहीं आ रहा है. So I'll share you the exact thing wherein that book is so much important, especially for the women. You will understand what actually changes in a marriage by Shobha De. मुझे बस नाम का याद
Yeah, no
book का
problem.
नाम याद नहीं आ रहा.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll share that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And now, although this is like a professional question itself, you discussed about women part, and we have also discussed about some of the hormonal changes, and we have also discussed about the traumas and other things. So let's assume there are two people in a relationship, definitely like a men and women. So what are the emotional changes which people go through as in a relationship, which they don't experience before that? Like, are there any kind of emotional changes which people go through?
Yes, of course, yes.
So what
Yes.
are those?
Uh, this question I would cover most of the men actually. Men psychology, if you see, men have been
Mhm.
conditioned to be not to be vulnerable.
Yes.
So they have
Even
been
this is
given the
one
tag
thing.
as strong, stout. They can't be. So their job is to take care of the financial responsibilities and all this. So my community is both. I cater to men and women both. So, what I want every one of you to understand that men, irrespective of men and women, whatever gender we are humans, we feel the same way. Hurt unko bhi hota hai. It's not that they don't feel hurt. So if you are asking me what all emotional changes happens, negative happens the most. That is well known. I don't want to go there. Negativity happens because when you are being vulnerable with the other person, when you are charging, when you are getting into conflicts, because when you are having disagreements. But what if I ask you to take a vow from today as you're watching this podcast? You have all the power to turn the tables now.
Hmm.
Make the man of your life that he is the most beautiful creation the God has created. Now, women might wonder, what if I'm going through all the, what if I ask you, your essence, the primary essence of a woman is to nurture, compassion, empathy. वो हमको सीखना नहीं पड़ता. We have been blessed with. For man to be powerful, to give that freedom, to create that safe space. उनको वो बताने नहीं पड़ता. They have been conditioned, raised by that. Now imagine what if the men and women stick to their real essence and bring out their real versions into the relationship. What if imagine the man every time he protects the woman's dignity, identity, he doesn't, her respect is all protected in front of the family. She has been treated well. She has been given the freedom. It's like, tu ja tujhe jo karna, I'm there.
Yes.
Yeah. And imagine a woman, even if a man goes through a lot of things, what if you come from a space that, yes, you being the primary breadwinner, you go through a lot of challenges, a lot of things you don't know what all you're going through, and I'm holding space for you. So this is what I would say, that bring that emotional shift, bring that maturity. So instead of telling you that what all changes they go through, definitely we all go through changes. First phase is you are like lovey-dovey, shabby, that you are the best person, you are the best women and all. So relationship goes through a transitional phase. The most difficult phase is the power struggle phase, when you are seeking each other's identity and trying to prove that I'm the best. No more the other person is saying that you are the best. You are yourself claiming that I'm the best, and you are in the mission to prove it that I'm the best. I'm the best. You proving yourself is the best thing you can do. But do not get into that mindset of proving the worst to the other person, that you are the worst. You are the worst. That's the biggest mistake we all do.
That's the great answer.
If you really want to be the best, become that best version of yourself and train your partner. This is how you will also become the better version of you.
Yes.
So this is the emotional shift I would urge every one of the audience to get into that mindset. Relationship is very close to my heart, and that
Yes,
I know
that's
that
true. Yes. And even this is one of the questions which I do ask to all the guests, is that what first, money, health, or relationship? So I know that you are having relationship as the first one. So according to you, what comes second and third, health or money?
it's a health first. Richest are the people jinka mental health sahi hai, physical
Hmm.
health sahi hai.
Mhm.
Imagine you have relationships, you have money. So no, again I will choose to answer this. First is, of course, it's every time it's the health. Okay. I will not say that physical health is not important. Physical health is equally important. Mental health is also very important. Physical health में चलो आप कुछ भी कोई देते हो, but imagine mentally you're taking care of every single time, no? That itself will help you out to go out, take care of your physical health, go for walking, gymming, whatever you want to. But imagine you don't love yourself. Mentally, you're all drained out. You will not take any actions. So mental health or health comes first. Of course, relationship, the thing, because paise kam ho, because I have been through that zone. Paise kam ho, to bhi na, if you really have a healthy, happy relationship, you can sail through it. Not happily, but you can sail through it. But if you have money, but if you and you don't have health and relationship, they are the most saddest, people when I say this. And unapologetically, I'm saying this.
Yes, that's true. Even there are a lot of
No,
millionaires,
no judgments.
multi-millionaires.
Yeah. So I'm not pointing fingers at anybody, because I have been dealing with third people. They telling me, ma'am, whatever you charge, please save my relationship. So you tell me, so what matters now?
Yes, that's true. Relationship matters, because even this is what that was through the survey itself. that a lot of millionaires, multimillionaires, and billionaires are having either the health issues, and most importantly the relationship was the primary one, because of their work, their industries, their business, their money part, they're not able to focus on the relationship part. So that is why that is also one of the common problem which those people do face. And the very last two questions is that we have already discussed about what comes first, but as I'm into money field, so what is the definition of money according to you, as at a personal level?
Money is for me, as long as I'm creating a massive impact in terms of blessings to the people, money is bound to come. पैसे मेरे से कोई नहीं ले सकता है. But blessings, I need to earn it. कोई दे नहीं सकता.
Yes.
I'll repeat on that. And because I stand by that words, that money, there was a point I used to do charity. Literally, my husband used to say, you're doing charity. Itne ghante time dete ho and all. But what I have learned from that is money is next to the blessings. And money's job is, how is blessings? I have it, I pass it on to somebody else. And that's how money keeps rotating.
Yes.
So for me, money is bound to come to us. It will not go as long as, but blessings, the more you keep on focusing on earning that blessings, the same person who is not capable of giving you the money today, the same person will come back to you after years saying, giving and buying the premium product of yours because the person is capable, because you have earned that blessing that point of time.
Yes.
So definitely for me, that's the definition I would say.
That's great. And getting back to the last question, but before that, anything else that you would like to mention?
All I can say, I loved your energy. I loved the flow of the session, Sahil, because I was completely myself. I didn't have to think, I didn't have to prepare, and more power to the awesome job that you're doing, because it really needs a lot of patience to listen to people. And I must say, you're doing a commendable job in that. One message to all the audiences: please take care of your relationships. I know that deep in your heart, every one of you is craving for that beautiful, loving relationship, and it's possible. Just get into that mindset that, money, career, and all. I will not say they all can wait. No, they will not wait. Opportunities will not wait. But have this mindset that if I work on this, no, that wait will be worth. That wait will be worth. So there is a lot of personal stories which I can't cover it here. I could have gone married to the same fraternity, gone back somewhere. Mine is a love marriage. So I remember when I used to convince my father, he's saying that you could be there, this and all. Definitely, maybe pata nahi achhi mein hoti, bure mein hoti, nahi pata. But I still feel the same love, same respect, because I feel the same person when I'm around him. After 2 kids also. It's not that it has been an easy journey. Roller coaster kafi raha hai. But I want to turn old that way. So all I can say, take charge of your relationships and do not forget this. You matter the most.
That's true. And
so
the
work
last
out on
question.
yourself. Your relationship will work out for you.
That's true. And this was the only last question, that any last advice for the youngsters, those who are in their 20s, mid-20s, and the people, those who are about to get married or they are in marriage itself. So that was the very last question.
Okay, 20s, the message will be quite different. 20s, get into the exploration phase. Koi baat nahi hai, breakups ho rahe hain, ja rahe ho, ye kar rahe ho, it's okay. It's a part of your journey. So failure is a stepping stone for the successes, right? So unless you get into the wrong things, you won't understand what's the right thing for you. For 30s, get into that strong mindset. No more exploration now. You need to get into the stability phase wherein consistently you need to keep on evolving as a person. So I have restricted myself only with the relationship. And 20 to 30 journey is the most beautiful journey. I don't know what's your age, Sahil.
21.
But all I can say, 20s is the age wherein you should allow yourself to do a lot of mistakes. 30s is the age you need to be embracing for all yourself for all doing those mistakes. Because 20s mein jab aap mistakes karoge, you will keep on criticizing yourself, judging yourself, because the whole world is there. 30s is the time when you need to embrace, because the journey that you have walked, the battles that you have fought, none of any other person could have done that. So you have been meant and the chosen one for that. So just get into the flow state. Flow state is my most favorite state. Don't plan, don't do anything. Remember one thing: God purposes, man purposes, God disposes. जो आपका हुआ तो अच्छा हुआ, अगर जो नहीं हुआ, the best thing is happening for you.
That's a
Yeah.
great answer. Right. So with that, thank you so much, Dr. Sangeeta Pattanaik, once again for being on our podcast show. It was really an amazing experience. Again, like a roller coaster ride for me as well. I was able to understand a lot of things, but again, I'll have to go through this podcast and looking forward for some another podcast specifically based on psychology part and the mental health part as well, because I believe that part itself is very important and we can cover it up in another podcast. And it was an honor for me once again. And thank you so much for
Thank
giving your
you.
time and most importantly, your journey as well. It was very inspiring. And once again, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sahil.
Once again, thank you so much for watching this particular episode till the end. And I hope that now you are absolutely clear about what is couple compatibility, how you can avoid being into a toxic relationship, and along with that, why mental health is important. And along with that, if you have got any other breakthroughs as well, so please do make sure that you are taking snapshots of this particular episode, of this particular series of DHUS Club podcast show, and you are also tagging Dr. Sangeeta Patnaik and me on Instagram and other social handles as well. And even if possible, you can take all the notes and text her on Instagram with all your breakthrough moments, all the social handles, her website, her program, every single thing is mentioned in the description below. So please do make sure that you follow her on Instagram, Facebook, and all other social media handles as well. And if you want to reach to the next level in terms of your mental health, and even if you want your relationship to go to the next level, then Dr. Sangeeta Patnaik is only the solution for you. She is one-stop solution for you. So please do make sure that you are getting in touch with her, and looking forward to see you in upcoming new episodes of this beautiful series of DHUS Club podcast show with some new and awesome guests. Till then, live fully, love openly, and make the difference today. I wish you joy and abundance in all you do.